Welcome back to the Royal We. Today we're going to talk about the most crucial aspect of dealing with narcissistic people, and that is setting your boundaries. But not just any boundaries, unspoken boundaries. You see, when all other boundaries fail against narcissistic people, unspoken boundaries, boundaries that are created by the way in which you live your life, I promise you, they won't fail. Let's get into this. My name is Kevin, and this is the Royal We. Now, before I do continue with this very important message about setting unspoken boundaries with narcissistic people, I want to let you know that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. So if you are struggling to set appropriate boundaries and you're curious to know how you can set boundaries without saying a word, head on down there, schedule some one-on-one time with me right now. In addition to that, don't forget I have the Royal We private membership where you can have daily access to interact with me along with daily support. There's fellowship once a week, and you have the opportunity to connect with people around the world. If this sounds good to you, head on down there. Get signed up right now to join the private membership. Now, let's get into this very important topic of how to set unspoken boundaries by the way in which you live your life. Let me just say this right off the bat. I don't believe boundaries should be spoken to narcissistic people ever. Why? Because to a narcissistic person, your spoken boundaries are nothing more than a challenge for them to overcome, not limits that they have to respect. Think about this for just a moment here. When you explicitly tell a narcissistic person what your boundaries are, they manage to turn it into a game. They see it as a challenge, something for them to overcome. It actually excites them. The more you say, don't do this, well, they're going to do just that thing. Or even if they seem like they're listening to you, they're going to try another way to poke at you. It's like dealing with a little kid who's constantly saying something and pushing something and making these comments, and you're like, stop doing that. And so they do it again. Stop doing that. They do it again. Like it's exciting for them to see how far they can push your limits. This is what narcissistically abusive people do. They're like little kids. They're like babies. Their unevolved conscious won't allow them to truly respect your boundaries that you're setting. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. They get excited by the boundaries that you speak out. They get excited because you have given them ammunition. You've given them the exact thing that they need to do to push your buttons. This is why spoken boundaries oftentimes fail. A perfect example of this, when I was dealing with narcissistically abusive in-laws, because of the mother of my kids, I would do the best I could to say, stop calling me names, stop cussing me out. I don't want to be around it. I don't want my family around it. I don't want my kids to be around it. And they, instead of looking at it with respect, like, okay, we get it. Kevin has a limit and he's trying to protect his kids. No. They laughed it off. They thought it was hilarious. They even started to go to social media mocking me, joking around, oh, mean family, we make fun of each other with mean language, ha ha ha. And then they took the route of, oh, you're just too sensitive. Oh, making it a big game. And do you really think that me speaking out those boundaries, stop calling me names, stop cussing, do you think it did anything? No. What I wasn't aware of is I was only feeding into them what excited them that they can use in their own way to manipulate me. You see, that's the narcissistic person's game. That's their biggest game in life. They thrive off of people just like you, just like me, explaining and saying what our boundaries are. They thrive off of that. It gives them permission. It gives them that green light to say, yes, let's see what I can do. I know it's sick, but this is what you're dealing with. So, again, when boundaries that you speak fail, here's what you got to know, and this is what you should be doing. Instead of trying to speak your boundaries, which narcissistically abusive people can thrive off of, let's try living our boundaries instead. Why? Because actions speak louder than words always. And when you begin to live your life in an authentic way that speaks what your boundaries are for you without saying a word, narcissistic people cannot touch you. They see and they observe as you walk in the room, as you disappear from the room, as you show up, as you refuse to show up. They see what you tolerate and what you won't tolerate. You don't have to say anything. This ultimately puts narcissistically abusive people right where they need to be, in a place where they can't get to you. I discovered this when I was dealing with those toxic in-laws. You see, the more I engaged with those people, trying to tell them what my boundaries were, stop calling me names, stop cussing me out, it didn't work. Why? Because my actions and my body were still present with them. So I was putting myself in a place that went against my values and my principles while trying to tell them how to treat me. Do you see the failure in this? With my mouth, I was speaking, don't call me names, don't cuss me out, stop being rude. However, with my body language and with my actions, I was still present with them. Not very effective. It's no wonder they were mocking my boundaries. It wasn't until I distanced myself. I shut up. I stopped saying to them what my boundaries were, which made them laugh and mock. I just distanced myself. I took my family, my kids, and said, peace out, yo. That spoke louder than anything. It no longer gave them anything to laugh about. They no longer had something to mock. I wasn't even there. My unspoken boundaries created a wall, a division between me and them. They heard that. They still hear it to this day. I often say to my clients that narcissistic abuse is the result of being with people you have no business being with, doing things you have no business doing, and going places you have no business going. If you can wrap your mind around this concept, you'll understand what it is to live a life of boundaries instead of just speaking them out. You see, it's important to understand something. Narcissistic people are drawn to those they can manipulate. They're drawn to a challenge. They're drawn to people who only speak about boundaries but don't show it. When you live your life in a way that honors your integrity, honors your value system, and you live a life that stays away from people and places and things that don't resonate with you, you automatically repel all narcissistic people. You repel things that go against your values. You repel things that go against your principles. You don't even give them a chance. This is why it's so important to live according to your boundaries, to walk your life according to your boundaries. So listen, this approach that I'm talking about is going to require a deep commitment to yourself. It's going to require a deep commitment to your values, a deep, unwavering commitment to your principles, and it's not going to be easy. We live in a world full of people that want to tear you from one side to the other. They want to get you to believe that your values are wrong, your principles are wrong, you're mean, you're not being Christian, you're being rude, you're isolating, you're cutting people. No, don't listen to it. Stay committed to your values, your integrity, to your purpose. And I promise you, the right people will find you because they'll be on the same path. They'll share in your values. They will share in your integrity. They will share in your purpose. The only people who are going to be upset at your distance are narcissists. The only people that are going to be upset and disappointed by you living a life of walking out your boundaries are going to be the people who want to control you, who want to manipulate you, but who no longer can. This may include your narcissistic mom, your narcissistic father, your narcissistic in-laws, your narcissistic ex. But you can't live your life worried about them. You have to deepen your commitment to yourself first. Forgive those people. They don't care about you anyways, not the way in which you think. You've got to care about yourself first. This is why you have to grab onto your values, your principles. You need to be the one to connect with them, to deepen your life with them, and to authentically live your life walking out of this place of integrity. I promise you, again, the right people will come along. Your true family, your chosen family will find you so long as you commit to your authenticity, commit to your value system, commit to your principles, and distance yourself and stay away, which is creating boundaries, from manipulative users and abusers. And listen, all it takes in order to live your life of boundaries is 3 simple tools I want you to remember right now: integrity, focus, and authenticity. Everybody say this with me: integrity, focus, and authenticity. Integrity. Commit to your values. Commit to your principles. Commit to what helps you live a life of joy and peace. Focus. Focus on your path. Focus on your job. Focus on what's important to you. And authenticity. Don't go into places where you don't belong. Don't be doing things you have no business doing. Don't be with people you have no business being with. These 3 tools and committing to this practice sets the only boundaries that you will need in life. It's the final establishment of boundaries that will protect you. I promise you that. Listen, I know that this message cuts deep for a lot of you. It's a mind shift, if you will, when it comes to boundaries with narcissistic people, and this is okay. If you have any questions about this discussion, head on down there and schedule some time with me. This is why I'm available to support you. Again, I take telephone calls and video calls through Zoom, FaceTime, and WhatsApp. Simply go down to the description box and schedule some one-on-one time with me. If you would like daily support, consider becoming one of the Royal We private members. This allows you to have communication with me on a daily basis, plus daily support, plus a workout program, plus access to other community members, plus I could go on and on and on. Why don't you just head on down there to the description box and find out for yourself. Follow me on Instagram at Join the Royal We, and I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button because this message only gets shared by those of you who subscribe. All right? Like this video. Be sure to hit the bell notification so you don't miss any future Royal We content. And watch one of these videos recommended by the YouTube algorithm right there or right there. Interestingly enough, the algorithm's pretty smart. It's figured you out and what it is that you need that's going to help you on your healing journey. So give one of these videos a chance.